Hello, and welcome to another episode of Field Trip Energy. Today, let's dive right into the topic of emotional resilience and attaining that by self-soothing. I grew up as the youngest sibling, youngest in a huge slew of cousins that grew up like siblings, and I had to learn quickly, much quicker than my relatives, how to be a team player. I was a very sensitive child, and self-soothing did not come naturally to me. But it was through the context of witnessing my older cousins, my older sibling, to sort of look me in the eye and say, you've got to get it together. You cannot emotionally explode. You cannot throw tantrums. You cannot be so demanding. It's not going to work in the context of group harmony. Today, several adults still struggle with self-soothing. So let's dive in. I think commercial flights are the perfect metaphor for how to be a team player. We are all in one vessel trying to get to the same place, and not one person on that flight is more entitled to that plane than anyone else. I have a 36-inch inseam, okay? I've measured my father, who's 6'5", our hips hit at the same height. So my legs are crammed in those seats. I often think about like, wow, you know what? It would be lovely if I could just take my legs and flop them down on the laps of everybody in the row so I could just spread out. I could just have my legs all the way out. Wouldn't that be lovely? I expect that these two perfect strangers should dictate whether I'm comfortable or not. Shouldn't they get it? Don't they get that I'm tall? Today, there seems to be a growing entitlement for the collective to make me feel better. You should do this, 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 and this to a perfect stranger so that I feel comfortable. It seems that this could be a perfect recipe to live your life offended. Well, when was the last time that you honored your own needs? When was the last time you looked inside and said, how can I be kind to myself? What can I do to set myself up for success? Has there been a time in childhood where I expected something normal and natural from somebody I cared about and didn't get it? And perhaps I've been living with that narrative up until today. You cannot control others. Let me say that one more time. You cannot control others. Your values, your opinions, your belief system is important. Not everybody else shares it. The way you can live your life less offended in a world that is trying to polarize us at this point, right? The media is pinning us against each other. So the way that you can live your life less offended is focus inward. Heal the points of yourself where you get extremely triggered, right? Open those up, maybe with a therapist, right? Explore, where could this have come from? And why do I lose my self-soothing tactics when it arises? This is not to say you shouldn't stick up for what you believe in, but when you come at the world from a healed, self-soothed place, your productivity to generate what you have been craving from the start exponentially increases. You will notice the world around you feels more positive, and therefore you can put your passions into motion. No one but you is in charge of your emotional state. Certainly people can agitate it. Certainly people can test your very last shred of patience. If you can master and work towards mastering self-soothing, and I am still working on that, you will walk through the world less offended. So today I encourage everyone to write down in a journal the areas in which I get the most triggered, and explore ways in which you can work to self-soothe. It is your responsibility as a citizen of the world to have these mature qualities within yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.